Hello everyone, in this video we're going to explore how to achieve perfect marks for the EDEXCEL English Literature A2 examinations, and today we're going to concentrate on paper 2. So here's a brief overview of the structure of the A2 qualification itself. So there are 3 papers plus coursework. So paper 1 is 30%, 2 hours and 15 minutes in total. Paper 2 is 20% and it's 1 hour in total. Paper 3, which is 30%, is 2 hours and 15 minutes in total. And then you have 20% of your course is worth via coursework. That's 1 extended essay, which is a comparison of 2 texts, but they must be from different forms. So paper 2 itself is an open book examination, and it's 1 question worth 40 marks, which compares 2 prose texts from different literary periods. It'll be based on an element of author's craft. You can see that our assessment objectives that it concentrates on for 40 marks are 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, what does that mean? Well, AO1 is your ability to create an essay using terminology and create an argument. 2 is your ability to analyse how language, form and structure do that. 3 is your ability, therefore, to understand how context, literary, social and historical impacts on the piece. 4, again, is your look at comparison as well. This slide you're looking at here is a rundown of how the assessment objectives are broken down across the entire course, but it's worthwhile because it helps to remind you of what each assessment objective includes, because if you're not including the right things in your essay, you're not necessarily going to get the marks that you need. So speaking about that, let's see how well you've been revising. So how do you plan this response in order to achieve 4 marks? And how do you write the perfect response? So to make sure you have been revising, pause this, note down your answer, say it aloud, however you wish to do this, but when you're ready, press play to resume. So here's a rundown of the marks then. So for AO1 and AO2, in order for us to achieve level 5 at EDEXCEL, which is obviously the top band, you need to make sure you are critical when you're evaluating your argument. So that means essentially you're coming up with perceptive, intelligent ideas which aren't necessarily obvious, and your argument runs all the way through, making sure you've linked sophisticated concepts and terminology within it. When you're analysing to prove that you are correct, once again, you want to be talking about things which are intelligent, perceptive, sustained as well, so the quality of your argument remains all the way through. Our other 2 bullet points, AO3 and AO4. So again, to achieve top marks, we're looking to make sure that you are sophisticated in the way in which you explore those significant contextual factors, and you want to make sure that you are evaluating your connections between your texts. So that means you are saying not just how they're similar or different, but why they are similar and different as well. Well, how do we plan? Well, of course, we read through the questions carefully. We make sure to underline key parts of the task. Now, remember, this is an open book examination, so you will have the choice of texts. So what really annoys me with students in terms of their preparation is that they use the text like a crutch when they get there in the exam. You shouldn't really be opening that book at all. What you should be doing is learning all your key quotations, learning all your key analysis beforehand, and then really all you should be doing is copying from brain, pasting on paper, or at the very least thinking in your mind, okay, so I want to use this piece of evidence because I know that I've got analysis which is level 5. How can I word that in my argument? And as you're doing that, obviously you're creating a full mark plan which will create a full mark essay. When you look at the first text, note down all your ideas, get your evidence together, etc., etc. Then you think about text 2, how and why is it similar or different? Use your formal structure language to support that. Of course, we proofread our plan because, as I said already, a full mark plan creates a full mark response. So what does an answer look like? Well, let's take a look at that in a moment, shall we? So thank you, well done. Keep revising, and you should be practicing planning as well, 10 to 15 minutes, because if you don't practice planning, that's a key skill which is going to slow you down in the exam. So good luck.